Aluminum is used in permanent eyeliner pigment.
Get out.
So, all these women that are drawing on their eyebrows, they're injecting aluminum into their skin, unfortunately. So it's
I tell a story often about, it's just in so many things. Like we had a case where a woman was getting a horrible autoimmune skin condition. She lived in a cold, dark state without a lot of sun exposure, and yet her dermatologist told her to wear sunscreen every single day that contained aluminum. And she stopped using that. She started doing what we recommended for diet and lifestyle. She didn't even do mineral balancing. And last I checked, all of her problems had gone away.
Wow.
I know. So, it's remarkable where aluminum goes and what it does to people. And it's in everything. But anyway, paints. I'm sure it's in paints. I'm sure it could make people sick. I hope they teach people not to do things like lick the brush that's been inundated with the metal pigment. That's how hatters. People may know the nursery rhyme or the saying "mad as a hatter." Mad as a hatter refers to the ancient. Oh my gosh, it's not that old. The 1800s, 17th century, 18th century, 19th century practice of using mercury to cure furs for hats that would then be made and were in fashion at the time in Europe and America. And so the hatters would use these mercury-based products to do that, and then they would lick the brushes in order to get them the point right, and they would just ingest huge amounts of mercury that made them absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
And people are doing that with their cosmetics, and then they get better when you get them on safe, natural cosmetics that are not loaded with all that garbage.
And another point about the pigments, like aluminum could potentially be used, but we know that cadmium, lead, and mercury are very prominently used in a lot of different pigments. So there's cadmium yellows, there's cadmium reds, there's mercury reds, lead reds that are used for not only makeups, hair dyes, but paint pigments as well, and colors.
We just saw some very big cadmium eliminations in a couple people.
Yep.
That's great. Let's take a couple of these aluminum questions from the chat. So first, what does Chris Exley recommend for mitigating aluminum's toxic effects on the body?
Yeah, Exley recommends that people drink a silica-based water, like either Fiji or this really great water from Malaysia called Acylus, which is just silica spelled backwards. That's his recommendation for most people. I think using that in combination with a mineral balancing program, sauna therapy, and other detoxification modalities, very nutrient-dense diet, that's really the way that you want to deal with aluminum toxicity.
I put horsetail. Horsetail is an herb that's rich in silica. I put horsetail in Dr. Stillman's detox powder, which is a do-it-yourself, assembled at home product that I created because I really didn't like any of the greens powders that were being recommended online. That protocol is in the memberships at Stillman Wellness, so people can go join the membership, get access to our Q&As, get access to our webinars, and they can get access to that protocol as well as where I sourced my herbs, which is a very special company.